Brian. It's Brian.
Peace, peace. And I want us to ask questions, man, when we don't know.
Yeah, that's
I
the
want us to
point.
be clear. This is what it's for. It's not to be just agreeing, because if we agree to something, then that means
It means
we should be doing it. You know.
right.
So I'll give everybody
So,
a couple more minutes, and we're gonna get started, Noble.
all right.
Peace, Noble Brian.
Peace, Sheik.
How you
Peace,
doing?
Noble. Peace, Noble Dre Sean.
Peace.
Peace, Nobles. Peace, Sheik.
Peace, peace.
I was telling Noble Malik I have to be on mute for a little minute because it's a lot going on in this house right now. But
Understood.
I am in tune.
All right.
Understood. Yeah, we get it. Understood.
So,
Yeah, I had a conversation with a brother yesterday when I was in Pontiac. Gave him my card. He was like, "Man, I need you to teach this to a lot of his frat brothers." And he was like, "Man, this the science that we need to know, because we are out Pope to Pope in religion. We are out Muhammad in religion. But what about this, Malik? You know?"
Muhammad. That's funny. That's funny.
I'm just,
That,
you know, we get so caught up in this religious thing, and I'm like, dude, I clearly understand what you're saying, but now it's something else that we have to understand as a people, and it's very,
right.
very imperative, man. So I hope this goes well.
Well, it will.
But before we get started, man, let's do our Morris American prayer just to put some good stuff in the atmosphere.
Yes. Somebody please.
Allah, Father of the universe, Father of love, truth, peace, freedom, and justice. Allah is our protector, our guide, and our salvation by night and by day. Who is Holy Prophet, Noble Drew Ali, Shalom Aleichem, Ayash Ayah, Hotep, Islam, Amen. Peace, 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 peace.
Allah namaste. Peace.
Peace. So as me and Peace Noble Lamarck.
Peace, Noble Lamar.
So as me and Malika was talking the other day, and like, I know a lot of people hear what I say a lot of times, but I know a lot of us maybe not 100% sure, and I want us to be sure today, because I speak about this over and over and over, and I want us to take advantage of everything that I know, everything that I educated myself for. That's why I'm not just a spiritual sheik, but I understand business, and I understand the value of a dollar, and I understand using what we have to operate. I understand tax codes. I understand the difference of being non-for-profit in a certain manifestation. I understand your religious right and us as being ministers on paper. So today's business meeting is us having a clear understanding in Q&As. So let's get it started, man. Noble Malik, you want to kind of start us off, or like with a question, or with throw something out there, then we can start having dialogue?
Yeah, does everybody understand, like, what he's saying, the satellite temples and how that actually benefits everybody as a mufti and a mufti in the BBT? I'll repeat it because somebody just joined.
Yeah.
Hold on, let me I'll re-ask the question.
Okay.
Because now Chan just hopped on. My question is, does everybody understand how you benefit by being part of the BBT as a motif and what like satellite temples are really all about.
Well, the way it works in my mind, and this is a Q&A, so this is we'll get clarification whether this is right or wrong. But the best way I could explain it, I guess, is like the equivalent to like an umbrella company to like a LLC, essentially. It's like let's say you got the BBT at the top, and then you got, like you said, satellite temples or of these other branches that reap the same or different types of benefits as the umbrella or, like we said, the BBT. That I don't know if that's a good way to explain it, but that's kind of how it makes sense in my head. And if that's wrong, we're here to clarify.
And that's why I'm glad we're here speaking, Noble Drayshawn, for clarity. So you have in your response, it's a yes and it's a little bit of no. I want us to have clarity today. Anybody else have something to what they feel as being a satellite BBT, a divine minister, and how you're going to be able to operate under the Burning Bush Tabernacle tax code? This is the science that we need to know. Do anybody want to add their wisdom into that or their question to get an answer right? Anybody? This is what we're here for, and I'm sharing it with the world.
Peace, yeah, Sheik. I mean, you broke it down before. I mean, just talking about taking advantage of tax exemptions and being a part of the 501c3 and writing off all the things that we do, whether it's our clothing, whether it's our travel, whether it's our books. And I mean, just teaching in our local city, in our local area.
Mm-hmm. So, anybody else? Great response, Moso. Anybody else? Dante, anybody? Is no such thing as a dumb question.
What was the question, Sheik?
Does everybody understand how like the satellite temples actually benefit, us being muftis of the BBT, tax code, etc. Like what was I put in the text string? So this is really for us to understand. Like we want to know who understands these benefits and how these benefits work.
And if we don't know, that's fine. That's why I'm here to give us clarity. Because we shouldn't be saying Islam and amen and ashe to things that I say, and we're not actually doing it as a body politic, as a government, as a principality, which is in the state booklet, how the Moorish Science Temple is set up, how the Burning Bush Tabernacle Science Temple and School is set up. So let me break a few things down so we can have clear understanding. The first thing I'm going to break down is you guys being muftis, aka ministers, and you fall under a different tax bracket. Don't you know ministers are tax exempt from the federal government, religious, scientifically, charitable? That means as a minister, it's certain taxes that you are exempt from. Like if you have a vehicle and you paying insurance, your car need to be for ministry. If you have an office in your house, that part of your house need to be ministry. If you buying furniture and anything, it need to be for ministry, tax exempt. That's the first. That's the first aspect.
The question is, that's the first.
That's the first aspect. Yes, go ahead. What you finna say, Malik?
I said that's the first clarity we need to start there. That's really the first clarity that we need to understand how exactly to do what you just mentioned.
We are taxed. Okay, so all y'all have y'all Mufti ID cards. On your Mufti, your membership ID card, just like if you were a member of a church. The church is tax exempt for the federal government. That's religious, charitable, scientific, and donation-wise. I mean, you can ask for donations and give a tax exempt receipt. So that's number one. So when it comes to your finances, that I break this down every day, and I'm answering another question. If all of us have a job, and say you make $40,000 a year, and when you get that job, they have these different brackets of what you want them to take out your taxes. Why would you that's part of Burning Bush Tabernacle Science Temple and School allow the federal government to take the highest taxes out your check?
Well, the reason why is because we don't know.
Exactly, and I'm gratitude. I'm going to answer, and that's why I'm glad Malik is here, because he answered and he speaks. If we don't know something, we want to get clarity. So let's deal with it. Here it is. We part of the Burning Bush Tabernacle Science Temple and School. And when me and Malik was talking, and I say why the scriptures talk about a 10% of your earnings go to your religious and charitable contribution of your choice, because you're going to pay taxes anyway. The way how you do it is to decide where your tax dollar go, and you can donate it to your charitable and religious contribution of your choice, and get a tax receipt, and take that to your tax preparer, and it offsets your taxes. Now, when you only giving 10%, it only offsets your taxes a little bit. That's why in each state they have their own bylaws to how much you have to give to offset your taxes, or to pay almost nothing. I'll give you an analogy in the state of Arizona, and I use an empress per se that makes $65,000. When I tell them about the taxes, because misnomer black people, they don't believe nothing, and I say, this is education. Go ask anybody in law, in history, and tax codes. So number one, if you making, say, I just give an analogy of $60,000, 60 plus in the state of Arizona, you have to give $13,000 to offset your taxes. For you can be paying Uncle Sam less. That's number one. We should not be waiting to at the end of the year to get some tax return, because I ask everyone, how much have they took out your check for the whole year? A person can't even answer that. I say, look at your taxes and tell me how much they took out your check out of the whole year, and then you tell me how much you get in return. You happy to get $3,000? Out of all that money that they took out of the year? You should be wanting the money that you have right now to do work. You should do y'all know what exempt means? And I'm gonna break that down again, because it needs to be some clarity with that. Some people know a little bit about exempt, but do anybody know what exempt mean when you get a job and you file exempt, and how long you file exempt as a regular person? And I'm gonna break it down, the benefit of being a part of a religious and charitable contribution of your choice. Do anybody understand what exempt is?
In other words, they don't take taxes out of your check. The federal taxes.
Is everybody
for 6 months and then redo?
Oh, great. Oh, good, Noble Dantes. You can do 6 months. Some places say a year. But why do they say you only allowed to do it for 6 months or a year?
Because they're going to be obligated to pay taxes based on your amount of income if you're not donating to a charity or religious house.
Did you hear what he just said, Noble Dantes?
Yeah, I heard what he said.
So y'all are part of it. Most of y'all are muftis and ministers. So if that's
I only know that because I've been here and it's been explained, so I only know that part.
So
it's really the how to be set up to get those benefits is really why we're here.
So therefore, if you part of the BBT, I will be filing exempt. And it's a reason why you can file exempt. I text all y'all that information a while ago, why you can file exempt for ever and ever. Do you know why you can file exempt?
Because we're a part of a religious organization.
Yes, and you are deciphering your taxes to your religious and charitable contribution of your choice. You are paying taxes. You are deciding where your tax dollars go. You are deciding that. You not letting the government say, well, okay, well, I don't have no tax breaks, or I don't donate nothing, so, well, I'm just going to let you just take my money, and then I'm happy to get some pennies back after you took from me the whole year. No. You part of the Burning Bush Tabernacle Science Temple and School. So you figure out the amount of money you making. And it's the reason why I say muftis should pay 10%, because when you pay 10%, then the ministry that y'all do, all the work that y'all do, all the speaking, all the emails that y'all send out, the other stuff doing for me, that's in-kind service. Do y'all know what in-kind service consists of?
Yes.
Break it down,
I don't
please.
want to answer, but I don't see if anybody else answers.
Yeah, somebody else break it down. Malik trying to answer everything. If you don't know, say you don't know. That's why we here.
Yeah.
So you're doing work for some sort of charitable organization, and instead of them paying you outright cash for your services, they're able to give you basically they're able to provide you with the in-kind services to pretty much help offset taxes instead of just being paid that cash right away for the
Yes,
services.
yes. I'm able to give you a tax exempt.
Great analogy.
I'm able to give you a tax exempt receipt. So if y'all part of this, the Burning Bush Tabernacle, and say you giving 10% of your income, say you making, I just give it a number for for a person can understand. Say you making 60,000, and in the state of Arizona, to offset your taxes, you got to give at least $13,000. And say you giving $400 a month, which is not 10%. Your in-kind service is going to be $600. That's going to be how much each month that you contributing to the temple and school.
Mm-hmm.
That's going to be $1,000, right?
Yep.
At the end of the year, that's $12,000. Not tacked along the books that you're getting for donation, because anything through the temple and school, you should be getting a tax exempt receipt when you buy books and all that. You want to track that. And so at the end of the year, when it's time to do your tax exempt receipt will be itemized. You'll have your donation, your member dues, and your in-kind service. And it's going to go to well over 12,000. You're going to take that to your tax preparer, and you're not going to owe Uncle Sam based off the money that you make.
Yeah.
That should be simple for all of us.
It's,
Any questions?
Yeah.
I want us to be clear. I'm gonna I'll break this down, Malik, and then that's why I tell a lot of people. I say I'm not here to tell nobody what to do. I'm just breaking down the laws and what we do. Nobody gives 10% to the temple and school based off Noble's income. Period. No one. No one gives 10% off their income. If you make $40,000 a year and you should be filing exempt, then that means you should be giving $400 a month to the temple and school, which is $100 a week, which is pennies, because a lot of men smoke that up. So a person can't sit up here and tell me I don't know what I'm talking about. If you're making $40,000 a year after taxes, because that's how they tax you, and they don't even they add that tax. So if you're not giving $400 a month to the temple and school, you're not giving 10%. And if you were, and then with your in-kind service that you would be doing, with your in-kind service would be $600. And all you would be donating, you would be contributing $1,000 a month to the temple and school. Your taxes, you would not be on Uncle Sam, nothing. Guaranteed. Especially if you only make 40,000. You would be giving more.
Yeah. So the 10%, just so we can also be clear, could be your actions in donating your time, correct?
Yes, that's
because your in-kind service will be added, you know what I mean, as your not your donation, it'd be your donated time, basically.
yes, because your time is worth money. If I don't have the money to pay you, the law say I can assist you in kind service, and that has to be and that's on my discretion. And that ain't on the government discretion to tell me what your services work, what it's for. Malik doing all the work out, doing all the training. Malik send all the emails. When I come in town, he send emails out. That's on my discretion to what that consists of for me to pay. That's why I tell everyone we shouldn't have a problem once we figure out our finances, once we stop giving Uncle Sam all our money thinking we're getting a tax return, because you're not getting no return. You're just getting a small percentage back of what they took from you the whole year. We should understand what we're doing to reap the benefits. And you a minister. So when you buying purchases, workout clothes, that's for ministry for Malik. Malik is the ministry of physical fitness at the temple. So when Malik going to get his workout clothes and all he got to do is ask the person at the register, do you take tax exempt status? They're going to say, yeah. If they don't, he's going to go to the store. He's going to go to the store. Take it. That's the work that we must do. We lazy when somebody tell us no, but somebody going to tell you, yeah, because that's the law.
And so you just really like added some more extra value to this cipher, because I'm gonna speak on me. Like when you just said the workout clothes, that part haven't even crossed my mind. But since we talked yesterday, and you're using that as an example today, I'm like, wow, I would have never thought of that.
Mm-hmm.
The one thing that we talked about yesterday was basically putting. That was trust. Never mind. I don't want to say that. That's not trust. Putting your money into the organization account, and having the organization pay for everything.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, like for
So
instance,
it looks like your whole check is donated to the BBT, and you're using it as a write-off, and you're not paying for anything. The LLC or the satellite is actually paying for all your living, because you are you are a motif. You're a minister.
Yeah.
So you get to reap all those benefits. You put your car underneath there. And you distribute, because you're going to be, each one of us are going to be ahead of each one of those satellites, right? BETs. So you can fund it with your own finances, per se. And it looks like your whole check is being donated. And all we're doing is basically redirecting. I'm gonna say redirecting revenue in a way. You know, that's the best way to put it. To actually reap the full benefits, state and federally, right?
yes,
Because then the church starts paying for it.
yes. And also another flip in where when I said you can have your own account as ministry, but then the BBT can have our own account with the tax exempt code on it. I'll give an analogy. When you working for the church or you going to buy something for the church, and say Malik say, man, I want to open up my own personal training within the church. Malik shouldn't, or in the temple, Malik shouldn't have to go do that on his own. Malik can do that under the umbrella of the temple. The temple have an account. So anything Malik going to purchase, he can use that temple account. You know, that's tax exempt. That's tax exempt for the federal government, that he don't pay taxes. And he can do it. And he can do it individualized too, as a minister on record. That's the analogy. That's the science of being a minister on record. You're tax exempt for the federal government. You're tax exempt on regular purchases. And you have to find the stores that accept tax exempt status. So if the stores accept tax exempt status on groceries and all those, just like when I had my physical temple in Arizona, and my wife is on Facebook, and I went to the store in Arizona, the chain stores is Fry's. I went right into Fry's and I said, do you guys take tax exempt status? They said you have to go online and fill out the application. And once you fill out the application, have all your members fill it out too. And so when they come to the store, all they have to do is give the temple and school tax exempt ID, and they don't pay taxes on their regular purchases. And they keep that for 3 months, and they distribute the temple a check every 3 months, every quarterly in the mail.
Yeah.
This is the advantage.
So they're collecting the taxes on the product.
Yes, they collecting the taxes. So say if you buy something and your taxes, I don't know, say we all go buy our groceries at the store every so often, and we all members of it. And before we check out, we say, yes, we part of the Burning Bush Tabernacle Science Temple and School that's registered as a charitable religious contribution. Here go our tax ID. They're going to ring that tax ID up on the register. Boom, boom, boom. We're not going to pay taxes. The taxes that we not paying is going to be collected. And every quarter, they're going to distribute us that tax exempt check every quarter. All you gotta do is ask. But we don't, but see, our people, we don't ask. And I say, this is organization. Individual, you nothing. But when you organize, you're sovereign. We a state.
It's a practice. Yeah, we just got to start practicing. I'm just being honest. You know, even me, we really have to start practicing. I think that probably is going to be the first major step for all of us, is really getting the habit of asking to use the tax exempt status.
Yes, Malik.
Once we get in the practice of doing that, the other stuff, I'm not saying it's going to be easy, but it'll come. You know what I mean? It'll come. It'll come because we already started to practice the business. Now, I'm not saying we're going to go right now. We're going to start a satellite temple and you're going to just get all the benefits right now. We need to start practicing the little stuff, but we need to have these conversations on a consistent basis so that we can encourage each other. Yeah, it's actually a lot easier than what we think it is. Or, you know, yeah, I did it. Out of the 10 times I went to the store, this time I did it 3. That's better than 0.
Yes.
So we always got to start somewhere doing it on a consistent basis. so that we create these habits because we weren't brought up in business. So we got to start practicing business habits. And I'm really speaking about myself.
Yes. And I said, this don't have nothing to do with no more science, poor science. This has to do with business and me learning through academia. It don't matter what color I am. This is what I tell us. We are established as a tax exempt organization. That's tax exempt for the federal government, religious, scientifically, charitable. We have to take advantage of these tax brackets. We have to start, like Malik said, asking those questions, going to those stores, figuring out what stores actually take the tax exempt status. Because when you're talking to a clerk that might just got the job, they might not know. You might have to ask to speak to the manager. And then the manager might have to say, well, can you bring me your paperwork in? Just like when I first started, when I went to Sprouts, when I had my temple in Arizona, I went to Sprouts on Christmas and Thanksgiving. I went right in and said, hey, man, I'm a tax exempt organization. What do y'all do for organizations tax exempt? He said, well, can you bring your paperwork in? What do you want? I said, man, some turkeys, some chickens or something. I want to feed the seniors. All I had to do is bring my tax exempt status in. That's all I had to do. That's all I had to do. How y'all? The same way I was getting all those tickets for the Phoenix Suns games. They was donating 100 tickets to me each home game because of my organization. They have these things for these companies, this in-kind, this monetary and tangible donations. They do monetary and tangible donations. Do y'all know what monetary and tangible donations that organizations do for nonprofit and spiritual organizations? Do y'all know what that means?
Value is not cash.
Yes, it don't have to be cash, but they can give you something of value, like 100 tickets to take the kids to every damn Phoenix Suns game, or 100 tickets to take every kid to the Sacramento Kings in basketball games. Where Malik is at.
Things are starting to like click even more. I wish it had clicked earlier, but now is the time for us to, we're going to have a sit down. We have to do this a lot more often. Get the first person up and running. But we're also going to have it's going to be a cookie cutter. Everybody's going to basically use the same mission statement. Is that about fair, Sheik?
That's 100%.
All our mission statement should be
nope. That's 100. You are 100% valid in what you're saying. We all need to be saying the same thing when you're going somewhere because it's all the same science. We won. We're not going to make nothing up. It's like when you have a template. Once you know the template, then you can add your little science into it, your little key phrases. Just like when I first started, man, I went to Barnes and Nobles, all to the bookstores, and I asked them, do they take tax exempt status? And so when I got my Barnes and Nobles little account card, the lady at the register wrote my tax exempt status on there. So when I was in college going to buy books, I paid no taxes on that stuff because I gave them my tax exempt status. I paid no taxes. When you go get
always told to us, church and state is not actually breaking it down scientifically. We understand it. It's just being told to us. So how to apply these things, I'm actually excited about it because now it's starting to all make sense and come together like butt cheeks.
And you should be excited about it, Malik. Just like when I was in school and I said, okay, so here it is, we tax exempt. And at the end of the year, you don't get a tax exempt receipt, or a person don't even want their tax exempt receipt. I said, you got to be a retard fardo to be dealing with me and the BBT and not getting your tax exempt receipt at the end of the year. You got to be one of the craziest people in the world to go to a church and give them your tithes and offering. And at the end of the year, you don't get a tax exempt receipt. And when it's time to pay your taxes, Uncle Sam is busting you across the head because you don't have no deductions. But you just gave your money to the church. You and your husband.
Right.
Or your wife. I hope this is resonating to a lot of us, man.
Hey, see, I had a question about when you were talking about the grocery store fries.
Mm-hmm.
Why were they actually sending a check to you for the money taxes saved?
Anybody want to answer that?
Let me see if I got the answer, Chief.
Okay.
Yeah, that's what I was just explaining is church and state is separate. So you get to reap the benefits of that section when church and state is separate. So yes, you're not going to get the taxes because churches aren't supposed to be taxed.
There
And
you
the
go.
tax we would have collected, we're going to give it back to you anyway for shopping with us because the store actually is going to get to write it off.
Yes. I just broke it down. We are tax exempt for the federal government. That's why I say have your ears open. We are tax exempt for the federal government. Religious, scientific, charitable. That should answer everybody what you mean.
Yeah. When I heard it the first time, I just thought you would in general there and state realized that you have the tax exempt status. So when they sent you a check, I'm thinking of
They send the organization a check. They burn it. Don't be it. They send the
taxes like they're actually collecting them from you.
Yeah, it's exempt. So the taxes that they would charge us is added up, and so it's figured out. And they send us a tax exempt check every 3 months. A regular individual will be paying those taxes out their pocket. That's the difference of being. I told y'all, individuals you tax. Taxes is only good for organizations and investors.
He was talking about.
Yes.
This is exactly what Noble was talking about. Like, for real.
I mean,
now take it and save yourself.
yes. And I say, I'm not teaching nothing that
But
good.
we do it collectively and it just makes more sense.
Yes. Yes. We are the Burning Bush Tabernacle Science Temple and School is a private banking system. We are a private banking system. That's what the Burning Bush Tabernacle Science Temple and School is a private banking system. That's why I want y'all to be on here asking questions. Like, that's why I say.
And that's why they got to give you the benefit of the taxes.
Yes. And that's why I tell everyone, if we're not sending our donations in, if we don't understand about that, when people think they paying me something, I say, you're not paying me nothing. Because at the end of the year, you getting ready to give it to Uncle Sam. He getting ready to bust you across the head. If you make $100,000 and you don't have no deductions, you owe Uncle Sam big time. And if you sit on here and act like I don't know what I'm talking about, I'm gonna tell you a liar in your face. I'm gonna tell you a liar in your face. Because most Negroes don't have tax deductions. They don't have tax deductions. So that's why it's set up. The government said either you're going to give it to Uncle Sam because we'll set it up, or you have your own organization to do it from. Just like marriage. When we go get a marriage license, we don't understand. But you don't understand that your spiritual organization can do that and just notarize it and have it in the paper for a couple of days, and it's legal. And it's legal. Just like your religious exempt. That's a legal affidavit. It's a body. You're not nothing by yourself. I hope we understand this. We are a body. We are a body. So why wouldn't we want to do this off the top instead of being waiting at the end of the year and say, yep, I'm finna file my taxes. I'll let Uncle Sam take all this out of my check. And at the end of the year, you think you're getting a tax return. And I ask you how much Uncle Sam took from you. And then the power that I have to do with in-kind service. And I don't even ask my members for 10%. I make it right to where you offset your taxes. I'm not here to hurt nobody, but wouldn't it be good if everybody understood the science and know what their finances about and look at their recurring bills and say, you know what? I can give 10% of my earnings, and my sheik is giving me in-kind service for all the work that I'm doing. So my taxes in receipt each month. And then when you times that by 12 at the end of the year, when you go to Uncle Sam, based off your 10% of what you make, I guarantee you your tax is going to be low, probably zero. If you gave more, or if you gave what you're supposed to give to your organization based off what the state says that you have to donate. I guarantee you. Because I told y'all in the state of Arizona, if you make at least 65,000.
And then once you start having your temple set up.
Yes. In the state of Arizona, if you make 60 or 65,000.
Like temple set up, it's going to make more sense.
Yes. You're gonna start taking advantage of the tax. How many people on here that's members of the BBT actually ever used the tax exempt status? How many of here by saying Islam? How many ever used it? How many people on here ever used the tax exempt status? How many? Nobody.
Not me.
Nobody. So then
that's why I called this call.
So then the next question I asked Malik, you say what? What you say?
Barclay, is that you? Barclay, can you hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you.
Yeah, you can hear me?
Yeah.
Lonzo. Yes. Yes. Now for the past 4 months since
she brought that up, I went in and I adjusted my taxes to be exempt. And I forgot to tell this to the tribe too. What I got is I got a kickback asking me to confirm.
Mm-hmm.
They said because I work in New York State, but I live in New Jersey, so I kind of got to go through it as far as on the tax and the wages twice. But for that from New York, New Jersey didn't say anything, but for New York, they said, well, we need you to confirm. So I went in and I confirmed it, and that was that.
Yep.
Mm-hmm. But it was systematic. It was systematic wise. So now the adjustment is seeing what it is on the pay cycle. Mm-hmm. So that way, then I know what going forward monthly would be my tax. What I'm taking away and what I need to put to the side at least a little bit. Mm-hmm. Besides my charitable givings, so that way, at the end of the year, I have something just to offset it. If I have to, or maybe not. I just might have that just as a little keepsake if I don't.
Yep.
All right. So Lonzo, I think there's something that you missed because you came late. So
okay,
there's a part when we're saying you set up your satellite temple and your articles of organization, and you being a minister. One example, I'm not saying this is the only example, but this is a very powerful example, is the example of actually donating your basically income, your employment check, right? If everybody who's employed, to your satellite temple, right? Mm-hmm. And you write that whole thing off as a donation, and then have the BBT in your area, whatever that name of that satellite temple is, part of the BBT, pay for all your bills. That way, all your bills are underneath that organization, and it's not in your personal name.
Prime example, like I said, your home can be a business. Your office, your part of your house is your BBT office. The car that you drive, I don't give a damn if you got a car note or not. Okay, you got insurance. That need to be redone for ministry. I gave y'all the information about how your car, your insurance, anything you buy, your suits and everything. That's if you do it under ministry, if you have it set up the right way, and you're not buying it with your personal account and you buying it with your ministry account, that's how you're going to get credit for that. I gave everybody the info.
You said it most definitely, but it's just a conversation we need to have. You said it.
Don't y'all know preachers? Don't y'all know preachers get tax exempt for all the suits and all the? I gave y'all the science. All the suits, all the vehicles, all the homes.
Yeah.
I don't think anybody. I don't know. Maybe I'll just
Go ahead, Malik. I mean, Lamarck. I didn't hear you.
I don't know. I think you guys are running over this stuff like it's really clear. I mean, no disrespect when I say that, but I don't know that anybody has a ministry account. I mean, correct me if I'm wrong. Maybe you may be the only one that has a ministry account. Yeah. I'll be sitting here right now. I wouldn't even know the first way to start up a ministry account. I wouldn't know what name to put it under. I wouldn't know what documents to use to open up that account. I wouldn't know how much I would need to put into amount. If there's certain banks that do ministry accounts, that's just my guess.
Thank you, Mark.
I got this all figured out, but I think we're making a lot of assumptions.
Thank you, Lamarck.
Again, I mean, no account.
Thank you, Lamarck.
I don't know that anybody knows, what or how to open up a ministry account. So,
is that with your satellite temple per se?
Yes, but as I broke it down a plethora of times, BBT1, BBT2. If I'm the burning bush, if the main branch is in Arizona, then that means I can have local branches in certain areas. So like Lamarck said, the process, a person like Lamarck saying, that's why I said he's the father of this, because he asked the right questions. I only can help a person if they ask the right questions, because if we leave out here and everybody's saying Islam, we still right back in the same place, because the next 3 months, it's going to be the same thing. Nobody's going to have none of the stuff that I'm talking about because we don't know the processes. And so
that's what this call is all about. No, we're not this.
And so what I'm saying is a process. You have to set it just like we went on the government website, and I show you how to open up your regular business or your workout business. You open your ministry up like that. Because a ministry is tax exempt for the federal government. You got a nonprofit organization, but churches is automatically tax exempt for the federal government. When you get your EIN from the government, when you open your, remember, words mean something, your church, not just a nonprofit organization, you already fall under tax exempt status because you are a church, and churches are tax exempt for the federal government. That's what I'm trying to explain. And then when you do that, as an individual minister in your area, you fall under the minister of the BBT. So now you have two tax exempt statuses. You open up the branch, the local branch. You can open up the local branch.
No, there's a question. You don't have to have a building, correct?
No, we satellite.
Or do you have to have a building?
We
Okay.
are satellite. You have an office. So
I just asked the question so everybody else could hear it.
and I know what you're doing, Malik. I know exactly what you're doing. That's why I say gratitude. We're satellite. So the internet, all those things that we're using, we bringing people to the world. You have an office space, which is your home. Now you can go to the YMCA or go to a place and see how much they'll let you rent spaces for it. Like when I first started, I was at a charter school, and the charter school let me rent the whole school for $400. I had the whole school I was renting for $400, and I got a tax exempt receipt each year because that was ministry. I claimed that on my taxes as part of my building fund for my ministry. And each year I claimed that on my taxes. You know, I was using the school. I didn't have my physical building.
Do it as an individual.
You say what?
No. You didn't go in there as
Say that again. You know, exactly. I didn't go in as Kareem. I went at doing business as. I do business as the Burning Bush Tabernacle Science Temple and School.
That's correct.
Yes. When I'm in ministry, I'm not myself. I'm just a minister under the BBT, but I'm doing business as the Burning Bush Tabernacle Science Temple and School. My account that everything go to is under the Burning Bush Tabernacle Science Temple and School. I can show you the science of using yourself, your personal credit, or your personal self that got good credit to springboard your nonprofit because your EIN is not attached to a line of credit yet because it's not being used. When you registered on the Duns and Bradstreet, it's zero. But when you attach yourself to it as a minister, you can build up your religious organization, then take yourself off of it and it stand on its own feet.
Yeah. So we're not having a conversation like we're having tomorrow. So I want everybody else to understand that there's going to be a process.
Yes.
It's going to be a process.
It's gone. And this is definitely a need to be rehashed for myself because now that I'm listening to this, just as Noah Barclay said that, wait, I think, okay, we're going over this like everyone has it. Watch this. Now it's coming back to me. This is a whole lot of wasted time for me. I just got to put up out there because she sat with me on the phone and we got the EIN for her Burning Bush Tabernacle.
Dean, I was waiting for you to say that. I was waiting for Alonzo. I've been waiting for Alonzo to say that.
This was like a year and a half ago.
Mm-hmm.
That's true.
Yeah.
Well, I mean,
I walked them right through. We did it right enough. I said, watch how easy this
that's
is.
all I can say.
I said, watch how simple this is, Noble Alonzo. You the Burning Bush Tabernacle 2, local district. Boom. Get your EIN. Boom. Then I said, then I can show you how to get quick 30 accounts in the BBT name. Then I can show you how to open up your articles of organization in the BBT name. You just got to have your trustees on it. Who going to be your trustee? Malik, Barclay. Y'all sign the paperwork. He take it to the bank. He open up his account in his temple name. Done deal. He put a couple $100 in there. Why? The springboard. We all can put a couple, say $500 in there. So now Alonzo is going to build his business line of credit. He's going to manipulate that. How? He's going to take his cell phone, put it in the BBT name. So anytime he's doing any BBT work, he's going to use that account. He's going to apply for a quick 30 account. like at Quill and Uline. He's going to buy ink pens and paper and computer paper, all the stuff that he was buying with his regular money that he buy all the time. He's going to buy all that with his BBT with his BBT account or his business line of credit, and that's going to be reported to the Duns and Bradstreet. And his business line of credit, which is his nonprofit organization, is going to go through the roof. It's going to have its own line of credit. That's the first process of setting up your business account. It's that simple. It's that simple because we go right on there, and when you open up the BBT District 2, you're going to get an EIN for that. That's just, that we want that. That's great. That's great. But you also administer under my umbrella. You administer under my umbrella as well. Why? Because you got the Burning Bush Tabernacle Science Temple and School ID card with the homes with the main branch, which I am the main branch with the tax ID number on it. You part of the main branch as well. But locally, you a boss in your city per se. You have a local branch. Don't that make sense?
Man, all the sense in the world to me. I mean, I can't make too much.
And like Alonzo said, me and Alonzo a year or two ago.
Again, we just so behind.
But we can catch up. I'm here. That's why I love teaching. I say, this ain't about me. I've been part of churches. I've been part of organizations. I sat in there. I told you I didn't leave the church because I was mad and frustrated. I had to create my own to teach my people this. Because a lot of the ministers, they was like, well, you just know too much. And it'd be a disservice for me being there. I have to establish my own. I have to get regular people that's working jobs, that's spending their money, giving their tax money away. I have to build people up to be just like me. That's what I'm doing. I'm building people up to be just like me. Somebody gonna take this way further than I can. And I just want to be sitting next to you.
I say right now it's gratitude.
I want to be sitting next to you.
Gratitude. That's all I can say right now.
Somebody gonna take this way further than me. That's why my professor told me, said, man, don't be afraid to ask for donations. He said, people got to know what you're doing. You can give their ass a tax exempt receipt. Don't they know that? For anything you doing, you can give them a tax exempt receipt when you under ministry and you teach it. Your people don't know that. I'm like, I've been trying to teach that.
Yeah, but it's so the gaps. We're filling the gaps. Like say we have the picture, but we're laying out the rim, so we kind of filling in the picture right now. You know, we have pieces to the puzzle, but we put it together.
All of y'all are ministers under the BBT. Y'all are ordained
I'm not saying rules.
and licensed. Remember that y'all are ordained and licensed. I got to send Alonzo his ordination and his license. When we had our last BBT meet and greet, didn't y'all get y'all ordination and y'all license from me? Yes or no? Yes or no?
Yep, I got. Yep, mine's in the car.
Okay, so what we talking about then?
I don't think anybody really knew how powerful that was. And I mean, I'm only speaking for self. Maybe somebody else did, but for me, I don't think people really knew how powerful that was. That's why this conversation has to come back full circle. When some of the things, so we can bring it to life.
When you part of a church, Malik, and say you're trying to get another church, or you're trying to be a minister or be a pastor for another church, those churches are going to ask for your ordination and your license from that home church that you went from your pastor. They're going to say, do you got your ordination and your license? Your ordination and your license don't come from no college. Your ordination and license come from your temple and school. Now, your ministry degree can come from a college. Like I have my master's degree in counseling and Christian leadership. But when it comes to a minister, most ministers don't have don't have college degrees. A lot of churches want that be some of their requirements, you know. But most of them they want you to be ordained and licensed from your pastor.
You talking about like deacons and stuff?
No, I'm talking about to be a pastor. Some churches, some organizations want you to have a college degree in ministry like I do. Like I have a master's degree in Christian counseling and Christian ministry and Christian leadership. Some churches will want you to have that based on what they're looking for. But some of them, the majority of misnomer black churches, they just ask for your license and your ordination from your home church because your pastor supposed to license you and ordain you. That means he's supposed to initiate you with wisdom and understanding. Your pastor's supposed to ordain and license you. I've done that with y'all. That's why y'all are muftis and nobles.
Mm-hmm. I'm gonna just say this is enlightening. That's all I gotta say. I don't know about for nobody else. this puts the wheels on the car. You know what I mean? On the truck. You know, we got 4-wheel drive right now. We learn how to drive it in the mountains and the terrain right now.
Yes. I want us to know this. I want us to understand what we doing when we going to work every day with our finances. I want us to, when we get a job, we be willingly giving Uncle Sam our money out of our taxes. We have filed, oh, yep, I want him to take this much. Why? Because at the end of the year, I'm going to get this. But the whole thing is keeping all your money and doing work with it, not giving the federal government nothing. Yeah, you pay your state and local tax and all that, but we willingly giving money to the federal government. And we supposed to be tax exempt for the federal government, religious, scientific, and charitable of our choice. That's why we the BBT. And we decipher our money that we're going to give to the government to our religious organization to do ministry, to do business. That's why Malik.
Thank you for not giving up and staying the course.
Man, I have to stay the course. I told y'all.
Thank you. Gratitude.
The colleges wanted to pay me $100,000 to come teach what I'm teaching to y'all for pennies or sometimes nothing for a check. It won't do nothing for me. And then you can fire me. I felt that I can teach this to donations to my people and make the money. And make the money how? With small donations if we share it. Because $1 million ain't nothing. $1 million is a dollar from 1 million people. That's it. $1 million, $10 from 100,000 people. That's $1 million. I just need everybody to buy my book. That's $1 million. Then the ministry will be through the roof because I'm gonna start doing more science. I'm gonna start traveling and speaking in the high schools, in the colleges, making everybody look stupid. Like how this man coming here and telling this on his own dime, and y'all been part of these organizations all your life. I don't care if it's no mosque, no church, no Egyptian this. I don't care what you call it. We don't know finances. We don't know the value of the dollar. We don't know tax codes. We don't. We don't know the science of being ministers. We don't know that.
Yeah, that's for sure. It sure ain't being taught. I tell you that much. Not in our community.
It's not an accident.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Just like Alonzo said, it's not an accident.
Yeah.
We are consumers. They don't want us to come together as a body politic, as a state, as a principality. Don't y'all know a lot of schools are nonprofit? The Grand Canyon University play with a nonprofit for profit. The reason why they nonprofit because they have stakeholders. They get a kickback off the money that they invest in. Like all the stuff that I learned, and you can ask anybody, like whoever you're talking to, he's telling you valid stuff. I'm telling you valid stuff. All rich people, they donate to charitable contribution of their choice. Why? Because they know their money don't go to run the United States of America. So all their friends and their kids, they set up nonprofit organizations to help them build the community work.
They just redistribute the money.
Yes.
Yeah.
That's all you're doing. And you got to redistribute the money. I'm not, when I say tax exempt, the thing I tell people, the reason why people get caught up, I didn't say you don't cipher your taxes. Wesley Snipes went to prison because he was tax evading. We're not tax evading. We are what we're doing. We paying our taxes per se to somewhere else. The money that we got to pay, we said, man, I'm not going to willingly give it to Uncle Sam as a willing obligor. I'm gonna donate it to my temple and school and help them do business. That's just the law. Like. Man, when I was in school, I broke down Sopranos. I said, do y'all know why Sopranos was part of the Catholic Church? Do y'all know why I don't call myself black as a minister? Because if you black and Malik come testify to me, the damn courts, the police can come subpoena me to testify on Malik. But as a priest that's not black, that's lawyer and client confidentiality. You didn't know that, did you?
Confidential.
That's lawyer and client confidentiality.
Oh, I did it from watching Sopranos for sure.
Ding, there you go. You see the gangster come testify to the priest and then go back out. And
religious law.
Yes, but black people don't have no laws, Malik. When somebody come testify to a black preacher, he gets subpoenaed. He got to go testify.
Ooh, you know what? That's funny. I never really recognized that, but you make a very good point.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Man, that's it.
That's why the business was set up in the church name. The business.
That's a very good point.
The church owns so many all properties. Why? Because it's under a different tax bracket. Just like with me in the city of Flint, all the property that I got, Noah Malik, I got it under the Burning Bush Tabernacle. I got stuff donated to me, and then they wrote it off their record books of taxes. They donate to religious and charitable contributions. They donate property to it, or they have you pay a small fee, and they write it off of their books. That's the advantage.
And this way is part of the same thing where it says control, own nothing, control everything.
Yes, because
That's right in that analogy.
because the church own everything. That's how you should want it.
Following?
The church, the temple
Right.
own everything. Yes,
And the church is the church is a trust. The
yes,
church is a trust.
yes, Malik. Yes. And it's on, and it goes on and on forever.
The church is a trust.
Man, when you read in the state booklet, read the state booklet, what a state, what a principality is, what a government is. When you read it, it's the power of attorney. It goes on and on forever. It don't close. Once we write it in the state books, y'all are vanguards, aka trustees of the temple. It don't stop when I die. When I die, it don't stop. It goes on.
And so when you get that mythology about the separation of church and state, it's actually oxymoron because the state come out of the church.
Yes.
You know how a church or a temple is set up. It is a state.
Yes. Yes.
They ain't not, but you gotta have an eye to see that.
Yes.
They come out of that.
Yes.
Right. No, I'm here.
Remember theocratic. Theocratic. Remember the project. He said it's not a democrat, it's a theocratic under the God's law. Look in the state booklet. Theocratic.
Yeah.
That means it go on and on forever. Power of attorney be transferred to y'all. It don't stop when I die. How could it?
Okay.
This is the science of the BBT. This is what I'm trying to tell us as how we set up. We got to understand this. We got to stop thinking we give it Uncle Sam something, we're going to get something back. We got to start saying, you know what? I'm giving Uncle Sam the least. I'm fulfilling all my stuff. I want to educate myself on it. I'm going to educate myself on it. Just like my dad had to educate himself on it. My dad gave a certain percentage. The next year he gave more to the BBT. My dad got audited. Everybody think when you get audited, it's something scary. No, he just gave more. They wanted to make sure he was actually doing what he said he was doing. They wanted to make sure he actually was giving that much money. He just went with his taxes and receipt from the BBT. No problem. Done deal. Because he gave more than what his charitable contribution given went up than what it did the year before. So if your willing went up and you don't have nothing to hide, why you can't prove all things? Only people that got something to hide is a criminal. Only people that got something to hide is a person taking social security numbers from people, aunties, kids, and babies, filing fake taxes. Those criminals. We're not doing nothing criminal.
Even the mob is organized, right?
Yes. This is what I want us to know, man. We got to use our pennies of a dollars, and then we got to share it with our wives. Just like I said, it'll be remiss, me, a sheik, and my wife working, making money, and I can't sit and talk to my wife. Now, I'm talking about myself. I ain't talking about nobody else. But listen to the science of what I'm saying. Here it is. I know this, and I can't convince my wife of what the hell going on. I shouldn't be saying a damn thing to no other man in the world until I can get my wife on the same board as me. I have no business talking to no other man trying to convince them, and I can't convince the woman that I'm laying in the bed with every day to support what I'm doing. If that's the case, I need to leave your ass. And I'm speaking for myself. I ain't speaking for nobody. Ain't no way in hell my wife gonna be making 65, 70,000, 80,000, 100,000, 200,000, 300,000, and she willingly give her money to Uncle Sam, say, well, I'm just gonna pay my taxes instead of supporting the BBT, giving donations, and I can give her a tax receipt, and she work with me, and I can give her in-kind service, and I can't sit down and minister her about that. I'm not dealing with you. That's me.
Well,
Because clearly you don't understand. And clearly you don't care. And you should care. Clearly you don't understand that the money that you'll get to Uncle Sam willingly, $13,000, can go to the temple. And I can give you in-kind service. It don't have to be that much. A big chunk of that can go to the temple. Just like I tell anybody in the state of California, the law says you can give 60% of your earnings to your religious and charitable contribution of your choice. Research it. The law said that you can give 60% of your home income to your religious and charitable contribution of your choice. So if the law tell you that, why would you let Uncle Sam take your money and think you're getting a tax exempt return at the end of the year? And the law said you can give 60% of your earnings to your religious organization of your choice. Huh?
It's the art of not knowing.
Exactly.
The art of not knowing.
Why wouldn't we take the time to set ourselves up? And like I said, we've been going on 6-7 years with each other, and nobody is established yet.
Well, I'm gonna speak for me. I'm gonna say the science. Allah has a time and place for when things are written. So, heart's got to be right. You know what I mean? Mind's got to be right. And you got an uncircumcised heart, man, or a circumcised heart, not an uncircumcised heart, but a circumcised heart.
Islam, Malik. Islam.
Now is the time.
Islam.
People have stayed the course. You know, so now that people have stayed the course, you know who you can count on, regardless of right, wrong, or indifferent.
Exactly, Malik, and very well said.
Gratitude. That's all.
Very well said. That's like I said with you. You might be the first one. Like Alonzo already got the local temple set up. Now it's time for all of us that's ministers that's doing what we're supposed to do, understanding what we're doing, instead of giving pennies off the ground, rotten apples, to be like, wait a minute, I need to. This is what I need to do. I need to stop giving them all my money, give them the lowest. I need to decipher this to my temple and school. I need to set myself up with my sheik so I can be getting in-kind service. So my sheik can say, this is how much my monthly donations are going to be with the in-kind service. So at the end of the year, I get it to my tax preparer. Nobody sat down with me and done that. I said what I do. Nobody, not one person, not one. That got to change, or it's going on deaf ears. And when I do this in college, when I do this with regular clients that I meet, and they get it, and I get crazy donations. Like this stuff that I'm teaching y'all, I get donation for $500, and I give them a tax exempt receipt. I don't ask nobody for nothing. When I teach this, my European colleagues say, well, I'm just going to give you $500 and just give me a tax exempt receipt. And I give them a tax exempt receipt. They like it's worth way more. And I give them a tax exempt receipt, and they claim it on their taxes as part of their donations because they're in a high tax bracket.
And also, you know, some of these people might come from a household too, and they already in the education field. You know what I mean? So, you know, for some of them, it's a little different than us.
Mm-hmm.
I'm not making excuses. I'm just saying what it is. That's why I think it took us so long to grasp the concept.
Yep.
You know, because we've been living in the worldly way, handling business in this fashion. So, you know, kind of we're grasping these concepts as you teach in a circle. So, you know, gratitude for, you know, going over it over and over and over and over and over till it becomes clear so a child can understand it. All right?
Yes.
And we're supposed to take it to the next, you know, level to perfect it.
Absolutely, Malik. I'll give an analogy with.
At least that's my understanding.
I'll give an analogy. One of my white friends. I don't like to say names because sometimes a lot of them be on my page and they be listening. And I know, hey, I'm just got to use real life. I know a husband and wife that they don't have hardly no deductions, and each year they owe Uncle Sam $5,000, $10,000 together. And I'd be like, if y'all just donate a small percentage and your wife work with me and I give her in-kind service, y'all tax bill would be taken care of. And we don't get it because Negroes think they paying me something. And I say, you gonna owe it to Uncle Sam. And we still don't be listening. I said, at the end of the year, you're gonna owe Uncle Sam. Why wouldn't you want to support me a little bit and donate, and I give you a tax exempt receipt, and you work with me and my wife do you in-kind service, you work with my wife, you know, doing certain things for me, doing ETC as a administrator for the BBT. And that's your in-kind service, your work. It's going to offset your taxes.
People are fearful because they're fearful. It's fearful. Like, we're first hearing this, right, with you. I'm going to say my almost 50 years on this planet, it's just become clear. And, you know, out of the last 5 years I've been here, it's just become clearer, especially because I haven't done it. I'll know it once I do it, but it's become clearer. My other 45 years of my life, this was non-existent conversation.
Mm-hmm.
The only thing that was apparent to me, and I'm speaking only on me, is that church and state is separate. But how?
Mm-hmm.
Right?
Mm-hmm.
So this is, this is a long time coming. It's like trying to convince somebody who had belief in something for so long. And I'm not saying you're trying to convince, but you're trying to share with them that there is a big difference from what you were taught versus what you can know.
Yep, absolutely.
Like, I'm just speaking from.
Absolutely, Malik.
I think there's a lot of layers, but I don't know.
What
That's
you?
just me. I think there's a lot of layers. You know.
A lot of what, Lamar?
Oh, absolutely.
I said I think there's a lot of layers to this. I mean, again, I don't. Maybe I'm, the negative Nancy, but I feel like there's a lot of layers to this. I think what you're saying. Yes, I mean you're not saying anything new that you haven't said, numerous times. But I think there's a lot of things that play into this.
Yes, absolutely, Lamar.
I try to use as an example for a basketball officiant, right? Like I can talk to people all the time about, hey, to be the best official, you got to be able to, do your film breakdown, get into your rules, get you a mentor, get you a small study group, clip plays. Yeah, that's the whole gamut. But, the basics on even getting somebody there is I first got to get you to get to the right position on the floor.
Yes.
If I can't get you to the right position on the floor, then doing all this other stuff really ain't gonna matter.
Absolutely.
I mean, all stuff that's over top of your head. So,
Absolutely.
Absolutely.
The analogy of getting the horse to water. I got to get you to the water. If you're not willing to go to the water, it ain't nothing I can do.
Right.
If I can't get you to the water, to the freedom, and I've been showing this, and like Lamar said, it is layers. It's processes. That's what process is for. In order to get here, you got to go through this. That's why I talk about prerequisites in academia. When you go into school, it's a prerequisite. What? Before you take this class, you have to have this, or you got to test out of this. That's a prerequisite. So that's a process. Just like me and my dad always talk about, it's a process to get to where we can get to. But people have to be willing for me to hold your hand and go through the process so you can be a witness. Absolutely. I agree 100% what Lamar is saying, 100%. We act like it's so easy. Well, if it's so easy, well, why are we not doing it? If everybody get what I'm saying, like, yep, I get it. And everybody say Islam, amen, which I say, well, we say that all day, but ain't nobody taking the time to go through the process. Somebody got to go through the process. I went through the process. It took me years to know what I'm saying.
I'll be a willing obligor.
Yes. It took me years to get to this, to be able to speak with confidence.
I'll be a willing obligor.
Noble Lamar, I got so many high school friends and people that just complain about this and that and the other. I got so many high school friends that talk about they some Freemason, they want to be this. They don't even have a clear understanding. And all them, I'm their teacher. We lost. And that's why I said we have to be willing to say, I don't know something. We have to be willing to attach to somebody that done been through the fire and that came out unscathed. But we don't. We don't. And so until we get there, man.
Islam. I have to drop off in like 2 minutes.
Okay.
But I want to say that this discussion was kindled something again, as I brought up, and my understanding wasn't where I thought it was when she went over this with me a year and a half ago. But today it crystallized, and now it's about the demonstration. So I want to take what I got from this meeting this week and take a step in getting them articles of organization so I can open up the bank account. Yep. So that's going to be the first step that I want to do. I already have the EIN. I already have the paperwork. I have it saved on my computer.
Yep.
I have all of that. So I take the next step so that, as she said, we can see it in operation.
Yes.
And, go discuss all the challenges and the processing.
Yes.
As it happens and what experiences that I encountered.
Yes.
When I do it. So Islam to that.
Islam, Alonzo. Islam. Alonzo would be able to say, "Yep, these the stores that I go that take the tax exempt status. This how I went and took my cell phone out of my personal name, put it in my business name. This how I took this consumer bill, took it out of my personal name, and put it in the temple and put it in my nonprofit organization religious name. This how I done this. This how I've done this." He'll be able to be a witness to these things. Alonzo will be able to say if he go get a new car and when it's time for him to get a car, he say, "Man, well, I do ministry and I pick up my minister and I pick up all my muftis. Do y'all take tax exempt status?" He'll be able to say, "Yep, this car lot or this organization, they take tax exempt status." I told y'all it's a pastor in Flint, Michigan named was Rondi Knox. He was a preacher, had one of the biggest churches in Flint on Center Road, and he was a teacher at my community college. All his members got their cars from Patsy Lou. And all of them didn't pay no taxes when they went to buy a car or get a car lease. Why? Because they gave them a tax exempt ID, because they was part of that religious organization that was tax exempt for the federal government. If you're not going to take it, then all my members are going to go to the next car lot that's going to take it. You just got to find the one that's going to take it. I'm telling you business, what I know for a fact. Ministers are tax exempt for the federal government, religious, scientific, and charitable. Your clothes and all that. I gave y'all all the documents to show that. So that's all I wanted to share with y'all today. And the temple can own everything. The temple can own all our land. The temple, just like say if the temple owned, say, 10 houses, and we say, all right, we got 10 houses in every one of y'all state. That can be a parsonage for Malik. Do y'all know what a parsonage is? Anybody?
The place where you live.
The place where the minister stays.
The church owns.
Yes, the parsonage, absolutely, under a whole different status. But we just not there yet, and we can get there. We can support our temple with the tax dollars that we giving to Uncle Sam willingly, thinking we gonna get a tax return. So that's what I wanted to share with everybody and start opening this up. And Alonzo is gonna be one of the originators, How I Show, and Malik. I'm gonna sit. We're gonna walk through this whole thing. And it's going to take Malik probably a couple weeks. It's going to take Alonzo a couple weeks as we meet once or twice a week, however they available. And they're going to be able to come back to y'all in a few months and be like, "Look, man, I done did this, boom, 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 this work. I go to this store. I don't pay no taxes on this. Bam, bam, bam. Yep, I'm filing exempt. Yep. And when it was time for me to pay my taxes, I got my tax exempt receipt from Sheik with my in-kind service, with my dues, with my offering. And look how less taxes I paid. You're going to be an example. You're going to be an example. And you got to know, and I challenge everybody to go to your tax preparer and find out, based off the amount of money you make, you have to know how much taxes that you got to pay or decipher to Uncle Sam. You got to know that. I know what the tax you got to donate to your religious or charitable contribution, or if you're going to give it to Uncle Sam in each state, because I did the research. I told you in the state of Arizona, if you make 60,000 or 65, you got to give 13,000 to offset your taxes. I told everybody that. That's more than 10%. How do I know that? Because I'm giving you law and policy. So if you don't know this as a person that's making a 40,000, 50,000, 60,000, 80,000, 70,000, if you don't know that, you need to. Because the only people, taxes only benefit investors and entrepreneurs. The only people that get a so-called tax return, unless you claiming all your kids and your wife don't work. This no disrespect to no one. I'm telling you what I know, and you claim to head of the house. Yes, that's personal. That's the only reason why a lot of people say, "Well, I'm getting a tax return." Yeah, because you claiming the kids. You claiming kids. But what if your wife want to claim the kids?
Return, even if you donated all.
You say what, Noble?
Yes, you can still donate majority of your income. You can donate still a majority of your income, from where I understand it, to church and still claim your kids.
Yes, if you
still get your tax return back.
If brothers understood that, which I've been teaching forever, yeah. like it's just we have to have a clear understanding on what we're doing, and know that, to where we can build up our own schools, where we can build up our own temple and our own mosques. And I can teach this science. I can teach this masonry. I can teach this science to all my brothers and sisters. I'll be able to teach it how? With the money that you give it to Uncle Sam. You file exempt, you decipher, you part of something, so you know what you give into the temple each month. And then you bring all your brothers and sisters in. That's how we do this. It's that simple. Any questions? I see you, Malik.
See that?
Yes, sir.
See that?
Oh, I see it. So just imagine, Malik, every time you go into the store, buying your groceries and buying all your fruits and vegetables, you go right up to the register and you give them your tax exempt status, and you come back to me the next day with your receipt, and it be no taxes on it.
Yeah.
Imagine when you go into the
I
store.
immediately thought that.
Yeah.
About the grocery bag I got sitting there in front of me.
Yeah, when you buying all your workout stuff and it's for ministry, and you ask that store, do you take tax exempt status? And they gonna say yeah, and they gonna punch it in the computer, and you gonna say it in a calm way, in a peaceful way, not in a way like they owe you something. Now I'm so Moorish American, I don't pay taxes. Don't nobody want to hear that. No, you part of a religious organization that's tax exempt for the federal government.
Religious laws.
Yes, do y'all take tax exempt status? They're gonna
That's all
tell
I'm
you.
saying.
They're gonna tell you yes or no. And if you're talking to a regular clerk, you want to talk to the manager, because a regular clerk sometimes may not know the science. You have to talk to a manager
Right.
with a clear voice, and I guarantee you, you're gonna get
Right.
the answers that I'm telling y'all. So that's what I want to share with y'all, man. And even when I do these teachings, don't hesitate to give a donation. Give a donation for my time. My time is valuable. My time is valuable when I get on here and speak, and you get a tax exempt receipt.
This information is valuable too.
Yeah, everybody get a tax exempt receipt. This is ministry. Don't hesitate to support what we doing. Don't hesitate to support. This take time. And I tell everybody to research everything what I'm saying. Any questions? Any questions?
Not for me.
No questions. Thank you.
I'm
Gratitude for all of the information tonight, Sheik.
I want us all to get to this level.
Gratitude.
When everybody ready, we're gonna be able to watch Alonzo, because he already got some stuff established. Alonzo already got the local branch out there. I did it with him a year and a half ago. He already got his EIN for that. Now the next phase with Alonzo is for me to get his articles of organization to open up his account under his BBT with his trustees on it. He gonna have to have 3 trustees. It's gonna be 3 of y'all. Then I'm gonna show him how. Then I'm gonna register him on a Duns and Bradstreet, and then we gonna go on Uline and Guardian, and he's gonna apply for a line of credit. They might want to do business with him first, so he might have to do some business with him first. Once he do business first, and he buy things with his ministry account that he opened up with his articles of organization and put a couple $100 in there, he's gonna be buying computer paper, ink cartridges, the stuff that he buy with his regular checking account or savings account or credit cards. He's not going to use them no more. He's gonna be use his business checking account, and he's gonna apply for a business line of credit at Capital One, at Credit One, at Milestone. He's gonna do all that, and sometimes you might have to use your own personal credit to spearhead your business and then take your name off. I'm gonna show all of us how to do that. That's what we need to do. If you have a business and your business is not being recognized, if you're using your own personal credit, yeah, you building your personal credit, but your business, it's not going to have no credit because your EIN is not being used. It's not. It don't have nothing. You don't have a checking account or a savings account in your business name when you making regular purchases, buying your papers and all this for your business or printing the books. You buying all that stuff with your regular account, not with your ministry account. That should be all that purchases should be with your ministry account. All the books you getting, all the books you printing should be purchased under your ministry account. Just decipher the money to your ministry account. So when you buying those things, that should be purchased under your ministry account, and it goes right to the business creditor, which is Duns and Bradstreet. So, anybody got any other things before we get out of here? Any question, anything before I leave? Did anybody got anything?
No, I'm just gratitude for coming on here, sparking a conversation.
Gratitude, man. Like I said, Malik.
I might just have to double back. No, I recall when I had tried to use the taxes of the Office Depot one time, and they said it wasn't an issue. It was just that the numbers may have. I don't know. Maybe I need to update the numbers that were on the actual card.
Mm-hmm. And like I said, we need to sit down and for I can show for
Definitely
we can
trust
make
you.
sure everything
Yeah.
is right. It's only a process because it's no problem. It's no problem.
You said it's different states. Like you said, it's different states. Yeah.
Different states, like I said, it just depends. Some states will be like, is this in state or is this out of
I'll
state?
definitely, yeah, I'll reach out to you about it.
Yep. Some places they don't care. But
Right.
to trump that place of the unknowing when they say, well, is it in state or is it out of state? Are you set up? That's a great question too, Malik. I mean, Noble Mosso. I'll give you this. Like in the state of Michigan, my branch is in Arizona. So say if I want to do work here in Flint at the BBT, I got to fill out this little form and send it to Lansing for the BBT in Arizona can do business in the state of Michigan. It's only a little form. It's only a little form. That's 100% valid. Some places do that. So say if you say I'm part of the BBT and they say, well, then I have to be established in Baltimore and say I want to have my branch out there in Baltimore. It ain't nothing but a piece of paper that I have to file either in the courts or have to go to the local branch in Flint, Michigan. The Flint's so messed up, everything go to Lansing. So I had to get this form off the computer and send it to Lansing and pay a small fee. Everything is a small fee. But isn't it good that I can show you how to set yourself up locally and be an offshoot of the BBT in your state and have your own BBT with your own EIN locally and be a part of this ministry as well. So when you traveling, when you come into Arizona and all that, you take advantage of it. Or when you go other places, if they don't care or they don't ask, you can use that one or this one. You see what I'm saying? That's why I want to set all of y'all up locally as local ministers. That's why I want to. Yes, exactly. So we can run smooth. Exactly. That's why I want to set all y'all up as local ministers in your own jurisdiction. That's why I said we got to support the BBT because you're going to reap the benefits of all this. Then you're going to be going to places when Moso want to do demonstrations. He's going to be going to these places and see how could he use these places for discounts and write it off for and get things on discount. Just like when y'all came to Detroit, Moso, I used my tax exempt status to pay no taxes on the hotel. I used it on the rental car when I get it. All you got to do is ask. So we have to take advantage of that.
Right, it's just the practice. You got to get the practice up.
Yep. So I give y'all gratitude, man, for taking.
So the first thing we all need to start practicing is trying to use the tax exempt when you go to make purchases.
Yep. That's number uno. And like I said, Alonzo is already set up. So y'all going to be able to see Alonzo set himself up. And y'all going to be able to be a witness of Alonzo getting his article organizations. Y'all going to be a witness of Alonzo getting his quick 30 accounts. Y'all going to be a witness of I'm setting Alonzo on Duns and Bradstreet. Y'all going to be a witness of Alonzo reestablishing himself and having a part of his house at his office. Y'all going to be a witness to walk Alonzo to Credit One and Capital One and Milestone and opening up a business line of credit. Y'all going to be a witness of that. And then I'm going right to Malik. And then I'm going right to Lamarck, who's ever ready. I'm going right to Maso, that process. And my time is worth something. I'm telling you, I know it is. My time is worth something. Now, all I ask is my people to give me a good donation for my time. For you can learn this, for you can take advantage of this. Any question, anything? Anybody got anything that on their mind or anything, like I said, for we can have for the next meeting? Anything that y'all unclear of today, right now, or process or procedures, because everything is a process. This is not a shake weight era. I can't put you in the microwave and you come out knowing this. This is a process. I went through the process. I'm gonna be able to teach y'all the process, and everybody's gonna be able to be a witness of the process. So if we don't have any more questions, man, thank y'all for taking time out y'all day. Like I said, make sure y'all send a donation for my time. Like I said, I'm not afraid to speak about my time. My time is valuable, and I know it's worth something. I know that. And I'm going to build all my brothers up in the same manifestation. And we're going to walk out the house in synchronicity. And we're going to be able to go back in our communities and teach our brothers and sisters of what they don't know and why they should be doing things in a certain manifestation. And we're going to be a witness, not just me, all of us. All of us are going to be a witness. Because like Malik said, y'all done been with me this long. I have to build up the trust. It's like when you dating a woman. I've been courting y'all for a long enough time. Y'all don't trust me yet? You don't trust me yet? I've been courting Malik.
Well, we have got a lot of information. We got a lot of information. It's like Master said, he got to process it. So I think there's a lot of processing been going on. Because, yeah, it's a lot. It really is a lot. And even the science, to understand the science and get your heart right, things of that nature is a lot. So you don't even want to start doing business until you get that right first and foremost. You don't want to be in a relationship until you get that right. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
So business and a relationship is the same.
Mm-hmm.
So you don't have yourself right. All the information, when you get it, ain't going to be right because you're not right.
Mm-hmm.
So it's just about us getting right.
Yep. So like I said, man, I give y'all gratitude for let's get there, man. Let's get this process going on. And like I'm walking Noble Alonzo through the process because he's a little bit ready. I already opened up the local branch with him. I'm gonna walk Malik through that status for you. Y'all can see 2 witnesses. Y'all already got me. What I talk about, I show y'all everything under the BBT. I talk about tax codes. I tell you why to support the BBT. I show you why you can file exempt and why the law say you can file exempt because you're part of a religious and charitable contribution.
Yes.
I show you how you can use your EIN because you're part of an organization. I show you all this. Now it's time for us to do all as one body with many parts, which the scripture says. Now it's time for us to really do this work and understand it and stop wasting our time. So I give y'all gratitude, man. If we don't have any other questions, man, just gratitude for the time. And Malik, you can call the next meeting. I know it's Monday, but we don't have to wait. Yep. And everybody, please send a donation. I don't care what it is. I don't tell nobody what it is. I say if it's valuable to you, then do what's on your heart. Like when you go to a restaurant, they put on there the gratuity, what you should give. Hell, if my service bad, I ain't giving you a slug. But don't they put it on there? Some places try to take it out your money off the top. And so if I'm feeding you, if I'm
And
giving,
they can't do it. That's illegal anyway.
yes, but they do it. But they do it.
And people just don't know though. Yeah, they do. You right.
And so, like I said, man, I have something that I can give back to y'all that's valuable. And I just want to build this with our people and with y'all, and y'all be a witness to this, because y'all are the apostles, y'all the disciples to go out in the world, to what I've learned and teach, and give it to y'all and spread it with your friends, with your family and all that. And the light bulb come on. So I give y'all gratitude out of y'all time, man. So do anybody got anything they want to add to? Nobody have nothing? If not, the next meeting, we know it'll be Monday. And I'm sure I'm going to have a meeting with Malik so I can get Malik established, just like I did Alonzo already. I can do that with Malik, but it have to be through the weekday, because y'all know the websites, the government websites, is only open through the weekdays, and I think they close at 4 p.m. Through the week. So I'm gonna walk Malik through what I walk Alonzo through, and then once I get Malik there, then I can take Malik and Alonzo at the same time and walk them through the same process at the same time, because Malik will be where Alonzo was at. So that's the first thing that I'm gonna do with Malik. Whenever he gets the time this week, I'm gonna set Malik up as the Burning Bush Tabernacle Science 2 local branch in his area. Once we do that, then we're gonna go to the next level with Alonzo to open up his articles of organization, and he pick a couple of his muftis to be his trustees, and he's gonna take that paperwork to the bank and open up his account. Then we're gonna register him on Duns and Bradstreet. Then I'm gonna go on Quill and Uline. And the same stuff that Malik be printing books and buying ink cartridges, he's gonna buy that with his business account or his business line of credit that I showed him how to apply for with Capital One and Credit One. And then he's gonna be manipulating that to build his business line of credit to operate as a business. I hope we get that. And the next thing is to get your cell phone in your nonprofit organization name, and to where you might say, well, I'm gonna cut this other phone off. Why? Because then you have your cell phone in your ministry name. Or you can just go to that where you got it at and say you just need to, or you just need to change the paperwork. They'll do it. They'll do it. Once you have the EIN, they'll do it. So, any questions, man? I guess that means no.
Yes, sir. At the moment.
So gratitude, Malik. Let me know when you're ready to set your gratitude, Noble Dantes. Gratitude to everybody. So Malik, let me know sometime through the week so I can get you right. I'm gonna be here in Flint until like the 14th. But anytime through the week, ask Alonzo. I did that on his lunch break. I do this with my eyes closed. It's only gonna take us about 10, 15 minutes to set that up. Then it's done. Then it's done.
Right.
And then we go to the next phase.
Will do.
So gratitude, man, for y'all time, man, and gratitude for y'all donations. And I'll see y'all soon. We do our prayer.
All right, peace and love.
You give us our prayer, Malik.
Allah, Father of the universe, Father of love, truth, peace, freedom, and justice. Allah is our protector, our guide, and our salvation. By day, through his holy prophet, Drew Ali. Amen. Ashe, Shalom, Aleichem, Islamism. Peace, 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 peace,
Peace, peace, peace.
Peace, 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 and love, family. Peace and love.
Well,
Peace. Peace.